Today we're going to talk about the most important exercise for seniors to master, and spoiler, it's something you actually do every day.
That's exactly right. Now, this exercise is very functional. It's going to help you get up off the floor easier. It's going to help you get off any chair, regardless of height, easier. And it's going to help you be able to pick up things from the floor on and on.
But if you're doing this specific exercise wrong, it can lead to imbalances, knee pain, back pain, so we want to instruct you how to do it correctly.
All right, Mike, we've got to tell them what the exercise is. So it all boils down to doing squats. Now, there's different ways to do it, and if you do them wrong, you can actually cause some damage and maybe get some knee pain or hip or back pain. We're going to take a trip down memory lane where Bob and I go through the details on how to do a squat properly.
But make sure to stay tuned at the end because we're adding another bonus exercise.
That's right. You always got to make sure you update things, and that's exactly where we're going with this.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
So we're going to start off with beginners. And when we say beginners, we mean beginners.
Yeah, if you've been sedentary all your life, right, and you've really done nothing, you don't like to exercise, but you realize it's important.
Maybe you're even having trouble getting out of chairs.
Yes, that's a great way to do this.
So that's why we're going to start with bridging. Bridging, you can do this in bed. You can wake up and just roll onto your back, and you're going to start putting your feet flat on the bed, and you're going to lift your butt up like this. You're starting and squeeze your butt together when your butt cheeks together while you're doing this. Now, this is going to start working on the quads a little bit, but also the gluteus maximus, and it'll start strengthening those muscles you need for standing up or bending over.
That's right.
Now, as you do these, you could do like 3 sets of 10 as, again, for beginners. If you can't do that, do less.
Do what you can to start
with.
But
eventually, if you want to, you can add some weight to this.
Oh.
Red, do you mind handing me the weight there?
You're going for the... the other thing is, if you're starting this, you might find your feet slipping on the bed.
Sure.
That might be something you have to figure out. Bob's got his shoes on, but you don't have to wear your shoes to bed.
You can do it on the floor if you're able to get down to the floor, but I assume you can't.
Right.
So here I'm adding a little bit of weight, and I'm making it a little bit harder on myself here.
Yeah, you don't have to use a kettlebell.
No,
whoa!
It was my mic.
Goodness, Bob. Yep.
No, you can use any sort of weight. I don't know, what would you use around the house, Brad?
Well, Bob, I was just thinking you could use a big book.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking.
We're not being very. For some women, their purses probably weigh about 25 pounds.
Now we're going to get in trouble, Bob.
No, it's true. Okay, next, we're going to start. Brad's going to show how to do like a wall slide versus using a ball.
Yeah.
The ball is better, but if you don't want to, spend the money on a ball, just do wall slides. You find a slippery surface.
Yeah. A lot of times, if you have a good solid door that has a finish on it, they're slippery in walls. If you have a rough wall, this won't work, with that texture on it. I have some like that in my house. So find a smooth wall, door, or whatever. Get your feet out so they're wide, so they're not touching, but they should be shoulder width wide at least. Make sure you have shoes on that are sticky to the floor. If it's carpet, you could maybe use your socks, but you should have some shoes on. Get back, and you just simply slide down and up. Baby squats, I call them, to start out with. And you can go down a little farther as you feel comfortable going back up. You don't want to get down so far that you can't get back up, because it's obviously a bad situation. You'll end up in a bad, dangerous situation. Now, the ball Bob was talking about, if you have an exercise ball, if you're a beginner, you probably do not have one of these. But I'll just show you what he's talking about.
There's other things you can do with the ball besides squats.
Yep.
Brad does a lot of different exercises with balls.
The ball is it's been around for years, mostly with therapists.
But you can really do a controlled squat without not bending the knees too far over the front of the foot.
So you can have a chair right in front of you and use that for balance and stability.
You can actually, even if you have some knee pain, quite often you can do shallow squats, and you can get away with it. It doesn't make the pain worse. Yep. So then, okay, you've done that for a while. You've gotten stronger. Now you're going to progress to real squats. Now you can actually start on the corner of a bed, Brad.
Sure.
You can go like this, and especially if the bed's a little bit higher, and you can work on just standing up and sitting down. Or you want to show on the chair, Brad?
Can you get this in the screen, Mike? So if you got a chair, you should have armrests so you can use your arms to help. And if you're having a hard time getting out of a chair, you might want to put a pillow down or some kind of cushion. And that it's amazing what 1 inch of
Makes
elevation.
a huge difference.
Yeah, it does. It really, really helps a lot. So you might start out with here and just take your time and go up. Again, shoot for 10 repetitions. You might start with 5 and you'll have enough and you're maybe short of breath. Then make sure you rest. You don't want to do this when you're out of breath, feeling unsteady. Make sure you're safe. Once you can do 10 with the cushion, then you can get rid of the cushion and then you're going to find, you might be down to 6 or 7 and then work on those for a few days. Again, using your arms to help. And you might even get to the point where you can put your hands on your knees and do the 10. That's a little bit a next step up. And then the most aggressive is going like this. When you're doing 10 like this, you're feeling you've really accomplished. That may take a few weeks from the start of this.
Exactly. And, the other thing is you can do these throughout the day. I mean, you could do, if you do want to do 10 at a time, do 3 every time you get out of the chair.
Yep.
And as you're creating muscle memory, and you're teaching them the muscles and the nerves to work together.
You can avoid some muscle soreness too. If you do a max amount, you can be sore the next day and then you may not want to continue. All right, so as you can see, Bob and I demonstrate a progressional exercise program for squats. Now, if you're already to the point at the end of our little history program there, and you're at where you can get off of a chair without pushing off of here and you feel solid and you can do 10 repetitions, then you're ready for this. And they're actually called lunges.
Lunges, split squats, there's lots of variations you can try. But for this one, it's important to do because most people have one leg maybe a little stronger than the other for whatever reason. Maybe it's an injury, maybe it's just your dominant leg. So this is going to work one leg a little bit more, but you make sure to do both sides yet. So in order to do it, you don't have to put anything on the ground, but for beginners, it does feel nice when you lunge down to have something soft versus a hard floor. And if you're really new and you don't feel comfortable getting up from this position, just do a partial lunge and make sure that you have something to hold onto, a countertop, maybe countertop and cane or stick, whatever you have, and just begin with little partial range of motion. Try to keep upright posture. Don't lean forward too much when you're doing this, and go down slow and controlled. Once you can easily get down and get back up safely, try to perform 10 repetitions with good form.
Right, if you don't have that cushion there, be careful, because I know if I go down on a hard floor and my kneecap hits the floor, even just a little tap is painful. One way that I'll do these sometimes, once you get used to it, I like to have my balance stick or the countertop. I'll do a lunge squat, touch, come back, and then alternate. It's a little more difficult. It is more functional if you're pretty active. You like to do hiking or go up and down a lot of steps. It does help you maintain or increase strength for those functional activities.
Yes, this is a great exercise. People of all ages do it. Knuckleheads like me do it with weight.
Oh,
that's
Mike,
just
come
me.
on.
So
Might be true, but
progress slowly. Work up to 5 reps per side. You could start with, go up to 10. Eventually, if you can do 3 sets of 10 on each side, that would be the peak, I guess.
yeah. And the other thing we didn't mention yet, but particularly these lunge squats are really good for balance, so that when you feel you're out on unstable hiking in the woods, this is going to help balance and strength. It all works together. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right. Anything else, Mike?
Yes, if you want to check out more videos on how to increase your leg strength for seniors, click the video link on the screen. 10-minute seated exercise.
I wanted to say it. 10-minute seated exercise for seniors, elderly, and older people.
So
I'm closer to that group than you.
So if these seem too challenging for you, maybe start with that video.
All right, there you go. Enjoy your exercises. You'll really benefit from this exercise. Should we just keep babbling?
Maybe.
Bob and Brad, the 2 most famous physical therapists on the internet.